I hate I hate sounding like a prude. I really do. Excuse me while I put this lavalier on. All right, there we go. All right. I hate sounding like a prude, but there are things that in this world that I kind of just look at that it's just like maybe I'm growing up because, but at the same time, I feel like even like me 10 years ago, I wouldn't like this at all. What I'm talking about is the woman shake twerking on MLK Day. Now, excuse me. I don't have a problem with twerking. I don't have a problem with twerking. I like twerking. Is especially I know all the ancestries and the African tribes and all the other stuff is okay. One thing, and I think one thing I feel like the gap between women and men is time and place for everything. I think if anything, like you got to learn how to read the room, but you also got to know when is it a time and place to do things. Excuse me. When you look at this woman and she's twerking her ass in front of the Lincoln Monument and basically in DC and all that other stuff, or it wasn't in. Anyway, you saw her shaking her ass. There's kids there, and then like I don't give a fuck about white people that oh she's doing this in front of white people, but I feel like why was this done? And this was part of a Black Lives Matter movement. What went through that idea that it was like you should twerk your ass, you should shake your ass, and then people was just like, yeah, go ahead, do it, go ahead, do it. It might be, it might be, monumental, it might be astounding. Martin Luther King would be proud. People forget that this man was a reverend. It's just that, and like I said, I don't want to be prude, and because you like twerking, but shit like this shouldn't fly, and shit like this needs to be G checked. And like, don't get me wrong, the girl's a pretty girl. When I finally got to see the look at her face and all that stuff, and she's a pretty dark skinned woman. Y'all know I love my dark skinned honeys and all that other stuff. But shit like this, nah, I'd have been like, nah, baby, no, we not doing this right now. You're not doing this. It's not look good for us. Doesn't look good for black people. I don't think this set back people back like 10 years, but it's just like we do this every time on Martin Luther King Day. I feel like all the ignorant niggas just like doing ignorant shit on Martin Luther King Day, where it's just having flyers where they Photoshop his face on hood niggas shirts and they talk about parties or twerking on the monuments and shit. It's just like, what was this for? Like, I want to catch up with the girl and ask her, what was this for, and why was y'all doing this? I don't think I don't think we're ever going to get that interview. But me personally, I just want to know what went on in that interview that people was just like this was a good idea. And this, like, I'm gonna keep it short, but basically, I'm with my friend when I say this. Like sometimes as black people, we need to start checking these ideas or like poking holes in them. I used to like there's a guy who used to tell me about this app that would like he said it would have prevented the Boston bombing. And anybody remember there was a marathon where like on live TV a bomb went off and all that other shit, and like people knew about that. He said their friends app would have prevented the Boston bombing, and and I poked home, and to me it was just like that thing was live. So I started asking questions. It was just like how is and like the more I asked questions, the more he was just because the guy liked to talk a lot, but he was talking a lot of nonsense. So long story short, I poked enough holes in it where he could not answer the fucking question, and he was just like, "Well, it's not." And it got to a point where it's not really mine; it's just a friend of mine. It's just like you shouldn't speak for someone that you shouldn't speak for anyone that you don't have 100% thought about or how to say backing on because you represent because right now you talking like that representing their product and If you're trying to sell me their product, it didn't work. And that's because I asked questions. And that's because, I poked holes. I think a lot of these people, and I don't care if they are, women or, they'll talk about female empowerment and all that stuff. And even like, oh, they say it's for the community. I want people to just start not only G checking, but just start ask questions, just poke holes in it, because I want people to actually know: do you really think of stuff like this, and like how deep and how hard are you going to ride for this plan? Like Ice Cube with the contract with Black America, you could tell he was riding for that plan hard as fuck. Like, and he had answers for it, and even though he got mad a little bit, he was like, I'm doing this for the black community. Everybody. Black. And, I can appreciate that. You could tell he was really, and he had people that, that worked on it that from a financial reason that was really good. All right. But shit like this, I just need people to just like, no, you need to shut it down. No, don't do it. And, they do it anyway, needs to be some type of consequences. Because this shit is unacceptable. And I like twerking. But this shit is unacceptable. There's a time and place for everything. This wasn't a time. This wasn't a place. So let me know what y'all think. Did y'all like the twerking? Did y'all thought the twerking was fine? Or y'all like me? There's a time and place for everything about it. Let me know in the comment section. Till then, my name is Skin Fly, and I'm out. Peace.